It's that time of the month when you as a player of Raid Shadow Legends can get one free legendary champion by doing things you normally would do in the game, tournaments and events. So the champion that is released is Gaius the Gleeful, and this is the Fragment event calendar that is released also. I'll be looking at how you can get all the fragments required to get this legendary champion, and also if you can skip any of the events to save you some time and energy, of course. Gaius the Gleeful, is he even worth your time? We'll also find that out, where I will be reviewing the skills to find out how I plan to go about completing this fusion. Let's get right into the video. Alright, this event runs from April 19th, which is today, it just launched today, all the way to May the 3rd. But you don't want to start today. You really don't want to start this fusion today. I'll tell you why. The fusion event started with Fire Night tournament that is launched, but there is no Dungeon Divers that coincides with this Fire Night tournament. So the Dungeon Divers starts tomorrow, which is just in a few hours. So it's best you start your Fire Night run tomorrow, not today. That's something you should also note. So always wait for the Dungeon Divers events to start before you start the event. So Dungeon Divers, the third one, coincides with the Ice Golem one. Champion Chase coincides with it. But we are most interested in knowing how many fragments is available. From the tournament, you get a total of 50 fragments. If you win some tournaments, of course, you get extra 5 or 10 fragments here and there. But it's always difficult to win those tournaments because everybody wants those extra 5 fragments. So what you want to do is actually win the classic arena. Those are the ones that are most easiest to win, except you have a lot of energy and you can run Dragon all night or Fire Night all night, then you win those ones. But classic arena, the first one or the second one, are the most easier ones that you can get 5 extra fragments from. Why do you even need the 5 extra fragments? A quick calculation I did showed us that we will have a total of 45 fragments coming from the events if we skip the summon rush. That's what we always try to do. The summon rush gives you 65 fragments, but if you skip the summon rush, which is 20 points right there, you end up with 95 fragments. So where do you get the extra 5 from? By winning one of these tournaments that is currently available. I'm always hoping to win the classic arena, the first one, which will guide me whether I want to skip the summon rush or not. So that's what I plan. That's my fusion plan. That's how I plan to go about it. It worked for me last time. I won it. So hopefully this time I can also win it. Even if you don't win the classic arena tournament, even if you come second, you can get that 5 extra fragments required. I know that the arena is currently in a mess and it's kind of hard to farm it, but if everybody is putting those single one-man defenses, it will be easier for you to spend your arena tokens and get those tournament points that you need for the classic arena. All right, that's my plan. Now let's head over to the champion himself to see if he's even worth your time before you even try to farm this whole thing. All right, here he is, Gaius the Gleeful. If you check out his skill, no, not that. I want to see if he's even worth my time, because you don't want to spend all this time going for a fragment fusion and finally get the champion and put him in the vault, although that's what have been happening with most of our fragment fusion. But let's find out if this one will be useful sometime in the future for a particular content in the game that has maybe not yet been launched. So on his A1, he attacks one enemy 2 times, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. This is a useful A1. You don't want those A1 that just attacks without no extra condition. So this condition to grant an extra turn is always useful. It's not a debuff, but at least it means he will take another extra turn when he kills someone. If he kills somebody again, he will take another extra turn. I think we have Hoarding who already does that, and with our A1 they can go again and again and keep killing the entire enemy team. That's an always useful A1, but that would depend if you build him in damage stats, of course, before you can do that A1 kill. On his A2, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing sleep. Now that's not a useful debuff. Even if Kaima is one champion that is so useful in the game, sleep is one that is not that useful. But let's see what else it comes with though, because you can always wake the champions up that are falling asleep, so that's why we don't use it that much. You know, it can be compared to freeze debuff. It's not too useful in terms of controlling your enemies. So a 75% chance of placing it, which can be booked to 100% chance, reminds me of a Prince Karma, like I said, for 1 turn. Also has a 75% chance of placing 2 bomb debuffs on each enemy that detonates after 2 turns. Quickly, I can think of a champion who already places bomb debuff, but his bombs detonates after 1 turn. So this one, I don't think it will be used as the bomb champion. 2 bombs that detonates after 2 turns. We want the champion that detonates after 1 turn. But maybe one of his skills might make this bomb debuff go down by an extra 1 turn. Let's find out quickly. So the sleep is useful, but like I said, it has to come with something else. On the A3, attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit instantly detonates all bomb debuffs on the target. Now that's useful. So you can place the bomb debuff and then put them to sleep and then take your turn. But that means you kill only 1 out of all the other champions that have bombs on them. The second hit will ignore all unkillable buffs on the target. Alright, on the passive skill, when attacked, has a 30% chance of placing a bomb debuff on the attacker that detonates after 2 turns. This means he doesn't just place 2 bombs, he will place multiple ones, 3, 4, depends on how many times you hit this champion. So instantly detonates all bomb debuffs on all enemies whenever this champion is killed. Now this one is also useful. We already have a champion in the game who can do this passive, so it's nice to see him coming along with this passive again. So on his aura, he increased ally attack in all battles by 25%. So from the verdict, I can tell this champion is meant to be a bomb champion. It's not like you build him with high defense or high HP or any other reasons to keep him alive. You want to build this champion with attack stats, crit rate and crit damage, because his A2 attacks all enemies. So hopefully it doesn't just put them to sleep, but most skills which do debuffs like this will not hit hard. That's just the truth. I think this is his main damage dealing ability, which will hit hard. So maybe after placing the bomb debuffs for 2 turns, you want to build him light, low HP, so he can die and everything just detonates. So he's, maybe call him a suicide bomber because when he detonates that, when he kills himself or he dies by the enemy's hands, everybody in the enemy will get that 2 bombs exploding on them. So I think that's one way that you want to build this champion. We'll wait till we get him in the game, test him out and see his stats and see how much these bombs actually do in terms of damage, and comparing with the legendary champion we already have in the game who also does bomb detonations. Alright, that's Gaius the Gleeful. So my verdict is yes, he's a useful champion, but not right now, not in this meta. This is not a bomb meta at all, except you have a special use case, special teams that you need to build this champion for. Bombs are still not that useful in the game. So when I do get this champion eventually in the fragments, on maybe when the event ends, will he be coming into my teams immediately? No. So I don't think he will be coming into your teams either. You will leave him in the vault for a while until finally you need bomb debuffs. Alright, but if you're new to the game, if you're a new beginner, mid or late game player who don't have bomb champions already, this is one that you should definitely go for and add him to your roster. You don't know when bombs will become so useful in the game. Alright, so that's Gaius the Gleeful. I'll be going for him and I'll be showing you my fusion plan if anything changes during the week. So remember, you can always get this link. I'll put the link in the description below where you can download this fragment calendar for yourself and keep track of everything that is happening. It has been shared by Raid on their Twitter, on their Discord, everywhere. So in case you're not following them on any of those channels and you don't have this fragment calendar to plan out your steps, I'll be sharing it with you below. So again, Summon Rush, I will skip it because I'll be going for one of these classic Arena 1 or 2 to win it and get 5 extra fragments. That's what I did in the last fragment fusion. That's what I'm gonna do this time. So remember, don't start Fire Knight today. Wait till tomorrow when the Dungeon Divers launches before you start going hard. Even if you want to start Fire Knight today, you can use your free energy. I'm talking about energy that is already in your collected right here. Don't start using energy in your inbox. So not today. It's tomorrow. That's when we go hard and finish everything. All the dungeon events that is going to launch during this fragment fusion will feature super raids. That means you get 2 times the points for every 1 run that you do in these dungeons. So that is always useful. So like you see, the Fire Knight already has super raids turned on over there. That's it. So it will make it extremely easy for us to complete it really fast. I'll be going for this champion on my main account. The noob to pro is not going for any fusions, unfortunately. Not yet. I can push 2 accounts, 2 fusions right now. All right. Let me know what you think about this champion. Do you think of any ways else that you want to use him? Even if you think he's useless, why do you think he's useless? Because so far his verdict seems like he's a normal bomb champion, so they are not that all bad. It's just that their use is very special. Leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next Raid Shadow Legends video. Good night, guys.